Colorado has been inhabited for somewhere in the neighborhood of 13,000 years. Water defined the best places to be, and as a result, the people who wanted to claim land in the West tended to settle near water. 1850s would have seen the first things that might be referred to as settlements. Denver was one of the very first ones, founded as a result of the discovery of gold on the South Platte. The prevailing weather patterns tend to bring moisture from the west, or bring air masses from the west. Their temperatures drop, they can hold less precipitation, and so you get the heaviest rainfall in Colorado at the higher elevations on the western slope and over the Continental Divide. The air masses have lost much of their moisture as they come over the Continental Divide, and so the Front Range exists in what's called a rain shadow. So the purposes of the Trans Mountain Diversion projects is to take water from the western slope, where there's lots of water but not very many people, to the Front Range, where there's lots of people and not so much water. And it's a machine.
Allocation principles are set up so that whatever amount we bring in is proportionally divided among all these. It's never meant to be a firm supply for anybody. It's a supplemental water supply. Farms need the water to finish crops. Cities may need additional water, and there's no plans to expand or take any more water.
We are seeing a dramatic decrease in precipitation across the state of Colorado and across the American West. Most acutely over the last 25 years than we have at any point in the last 800 to 1200 years.
We're also required at several points along this slope to leave so much water in the river for environmental reasons. We can't take as much as we like. So we maintain flows on the Arkansas River of somewhere between 200 and 400 CFS, which are ideal for fish. Throughout the year, by timing how we bring the water from Twin Lakes down to Pueblo Reservoir, we have a certain amount of water, about 10,000 acre-feet, that we make available that can be run down the river to improve the flows so that rafters will have water.
So people would have started caring about river health pretty much not until the 20th century. At the beginning, Colorado would have been seen, the landscape would have been seen as something to be exploited as rapidly as possible to generate profit. And in fact, scenes of deforested hillsides or scarred landscape or sediment-clogged rivers would have been actually seen as attractive in the sense that they were signs of progress. They were signs that hard work, white work on the landscape was succeeding. Catherine Lee Bates came to Colorado in 1893, and she, among other things, she climbed to the top of Pikes Peak with a group of her friends, and it was from the top of Pikes Peak that she was inspired to write the poem that became the words to the patriotic song we now sing, America the Beautiful. So in that instance, you can see somebody starting to value environment as something that's valuable in itself. But that's a small slice of society.